An Amarillo plastic surgeon, well known from starring in commercials for his cosmetic med spa. Rochelle tells Lubbock detectives she did just that for Botox treatment and ended up dating the married Dr. Dixon for the next 18 months.
It's very tumultuous and up and down and horrible.
And Rochelle says in another police interview that a jealous and obsessed Dr. Dixon was furious when she eventually dumped him for Dr. Sonnier, maybe even furious enough to kill him.
What about Mike in particular would lead you to believe that he could have been involved in this particular event?
Well, first of all, he didn't want to split up. He wanted me to come back to him.
Lubbock lead detective Zach Johnson, accompanied by an Amarillo investigator, make an unscheduled house call on Dr. Dixon, and they record the audio of their interview with him.
What's going on?
Well, we've had a homicide in Lubbock, Texas today.
They tell a startled Dr. Dixon that Rochelle had mentioned his name when she was interviewed about Dr. Sonnier's murder.
Sort of shocked that I'm brought up.
You're on the list of like 8 million people. This is a huge whodunit for sure.
Well, I didn't.
You don't know anything about what happened today in Lubbock, do you?
I have no. You're knocking on my doors the first I've.
Okay. Does it surprise you at all that this guy ended up dead?
Hell yeah.
Detectives asked Dr. Dixon about his relationship with Rochelle, and he admits he fell in love with the beautiful divorcee at first sight.
I knew when I saw her that I wanted to date her.
Okay.
You know, I sort of felt that way. My problem was I was married.
Oh, yeah. That kind of gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did.
In fact, Dr. Dixon says he left his wife of 20 years for Rochelle.
I love that woman. I really did. I really had fallen head over heels.
How would you describe your relationship? Good, bad, volatile, argumentative?
You know, it was good, it was great. When it was bad, it was argumentative.
Dr. Dixon's ex-girlfriend Rochelle puts it another way.
It was the worst relationship that I've ever had in my entire life.
She says Dr. Dixon turned out to be an emotionally abusive serial philanderer.
He was mean-spirited. He was mentally cruel. He was a liar and a cheat, obviously, you know, and not just with me, you know, with his wife.
And Rochelle left him, believing she'd been deceived.
Everything was a lie. And, you know, he was not the person that I thought he was in the beginning.
Rochelle says Dr. Dixon desperately tried to reconcile with her after she left him and moved to Lubbock.
But I said, I can never, ever go back to that. Not ever.
She said, well, I'm in another relationship now. And so it broke my heart. I said, hey, I'd like to try to put this back together if that's possible.
According to Rochelle, Dr. Dixon told her he'd even be willing to share her with Dr. Sonnier.
He said, I'm not asking you to stop seeing him. I just want you to see me too and give me a chance. And I told him that I didn't do that to him and I wasn't going to do it to Joseph.
So he wanted you to see him on the side, basically.
And Dr. Dixon admits it to detectives.
And she was like, no way, I don't want to do that.
It was around this same time that Rochelle says she began to feel like she was being followed. And Rochelle says she and Dr. Sonnier both thought they saw a camera flash in the backyard of his home one night.
Have you ever heard anything about that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so you've never even been there?
No.
Dr. Dixon provides an alibi for the day of Dr. Sonnier's murder, saying he was at work through the day and spent the night with a new girlfriend.
You didn't hire anybody to go over there
No.
and commit this crime and kill him. So you wouldn't be able to give me any information on who I may look at that could have been involved in this particular
I have no
case.
idea.
But someone else does.
Is there somebody I can relate some information to?
Yeah, that's me.
Next, the case takes a dramatic turn when a man calls Lubbock police to say an old friend had just told him he had murdered a doctor.
Over the last few days, he's been relating these stories to me about this thing that he did.